now we're gonna look at rear crosses when shock starts on my right side. First, just a rear cross. I'm a little bit further away from her line than I think I want to be. I expect her to commit to the jump really quickly, and I do think she is. She is looking forward. But as soon as I start to move into her space, you can see that she's not super comfortable with that. So she no longer stays on the line that she was on, and she pushes to the backside. I think that's really common for it to happen. And let's see how I progress things to help her out. So I started off a little bit more ahead of her to see if I could kind of sell the jump a little bit more, and I think she was anticipating it at that point. She was moving away from me before she even committed to the jump. So now she's saying she's not comfortable with that pressure of me moving in behind her. So how am I going to fix that? This is pretty common for her, especially on this side. So the one thing you see here is I'm going to move forward longer. So she hasn't, because the last 2 reps, she broke the commitment. She was looking forward, but as soon as I started moving in on her, she says, I don't like that. So I'm going to move forward longer and really start to see her prepare to take off before I start to move in behind her. And you can see that she doesn't really turn her head. She's still kind of leaning to her left, and then she turns her head to her right as she's landing. So that's always going to make for wider turns. It's maybe going to make for knocked bars, but if it's something that we know about the dog and we can account for, we can plan it. So then I just check that she can do a front cross, and look here already that as soon as I release her, she doesn't go directly forward to the jump. She moves away. See that little outrun? So that's something about her naturally when I'm on her left side. She's on my right side. That she wants a little bit more space. And that is going to make rear crosses really difficult, because if she wants more space and the rear cross means that I have to come into her space, she's going to want to try and get away from my motion moving in on her. And I think this happens quite a lot. So I add the tunnel to see if it changes anything, because she would be coming at a different angle and on a different line. And it did help her a lot. I was able to start moving in across her line a little bit easier, but it did change the angle. It changed how she was approaching the jump, so that ended up making that a little bit easier for her. Still checking the decel from what we saw on the other side, and she doesn't have that problem on this side, because she's okay with me staying further away from her over here. So it's really interesting to unpack these types of things. Here's the rear cross again, I think. You can see that she still wants to move a little bit away from my line. See that? Before she selects the jump. But once she does select the jump, she's pretty good at keeping commitment. It's not, so that would be a core skill for sure, is to have that keeping commitment skill before you can really test the boundaries of those rear crosses.